Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to Tag Along Tuesday. Today we are going to make some of these tags. I saw this photo on Pinterest a while ago, and I went ahead and did me a little snapshot of it. Don't remember where I found it and couldn't find it again if I tried. And I did try. But it has got a tag in the back, and then it's got this little tag on the front that's glued down with a little pocket that's got a little journaling card or whatever you want to call it in there. It's got a little journaling card on the inside. I put a little eyelet up here and then just hung some little things off the top. You don't have to do that. That's just me decorating over and over and over again. That's just me wanting to decorate every little piece. Now, I did get some vintage time cards in the mail yesterday from one of you guys. Thank you so much. These are the vintage ones. These are also vintage, but they're a little bit thicker. These are the thinner vintage. And some of them even have the old rubber band that was around them. And it has little pieces of the rubber band on there. I can still use them. I was just going to show you. I thought that was very interesting, where they had been, wrapped up for years and years and years. And the rubber band kind of decayed. So we're going to use these to create this. But then we're also going to use these little pieces of my envelopes that I had left the other day. I had quite a few left. And I have just cut them out to leave about the same amount over here as here. Leave a little bit extra at the top. And then, I can tell you the width, but you can make them whatever width you want. I just used what I had. This is 2 7/8, so you could make it 3 if you wanted. And then it's about 4 3/4. So I just cut them down. Like I said, I had a few. Let's see. I don't have any more of the pieces, but, I just cut like this and then just cut a little bit of that off to kind of match that side and use this one. These windows are a little bit smaller than that, but you can use any size that you have, any size that you want. Now, I'm going to decorate this little piece first. This is going to be my pocket that goes on the front right here. I know that's glaring in your eyes, but let's see what we can do. Nope, that makes it worse. No, it's still glaring in your eyes, isn't it? Let's prop it up like that. That's not quite so bad. So I'm going to cover this. You don't have to cover the back because that's going to be glued down. You don't even have to leave the back on if you don't want to, but I'm wanting to make it a little bit sturdier. So I'm going to cover this, and I'm just going to use some scrap paper that's in the neutral colors. I've just got some scrap paper here. I'm just going to use that to cover that with because I don't want anything dark. Now this one, I almost didn't leave myself enough down here, but it'll still work. I'm just going to go ahead and put that little piece on there. And I did stitch around these. The person who gave me the sewing machine actually recognized themselves to me not too long ago. And they asked me had I been using the sewing machine. And I have. I just haven't been saying too much about, when I stitch or something on video. But I have been using it a lot. And I'm going to use it today. I won't be doing it on camera just because I can't get it under my camera. I haven't figured all that out yet. So I will be using it though. Let's see if that piece is big enough. I think so. Now I'm not worrying about making sure the edges are torn or anything like that. I'm just putting some paper on here. Just putting paper down. That's the main parts, to get the paper on there. It is stormy here today. Well, I say stormy. The wind is really high and it looks yucky outside. It looks like the bottom's going to fall out any minute. So I have just been kind of staying in here and working on some journals and different things that I've got going out pretty soon. But I'm hoping we don't get any storms. Maybe not. I think I'll use a piece of this. Now, where I have a straight edge like that, I do like to tear that with my tear ruler. That just keeps it from looking so blunt-ended. So, just tear that little edge. You can tear this edge if you want to. I'm not going to worry about it. I think I did on the other one, but it doesn't matter if you do or not. You can ink all the edges. I may ink this one a little bit just because these are inked. And I may go ahead and tear that too because that one and that one is torn. So let me go ahead and tear a little edge off of this. I said I wasn't going to, but since the other pieces are, it makes it look a little bit better if all of it's uniform. So let's measure this. And I just come over a little bit on the window just so that I can cover up those little corners. You can take your time and cut out all those corners if you want. I'm not going to go to that extreme. I just cover it. All right, we're going to put a little bit of ink right here. Mainly, I just want to cover up the white. I'm not concerned about making it look any older than what it is. Just covering that white edge up. Whoops, you got to go down, 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 down. There we go. And then I just look on this side to see if I've got it about straight down through there. Looks like I might. Sort of, kind of, maybe. This could come over a little bit more right here. I'm not going to worry too much about it as long as it's got my edge of my window covered. Now, let's see. You can wrap that over if you want. I didn't, but that's okay. I don't have to. But if you want to, you can. Let's see. I've got a piece of this. This is that handmade paper. Nope, a little bit too orange on that side. Let's just put a piece of this down there. Yeah. So, how are you guys doing? I got more Happy Meal today. I'm just so excited. It's like Christmas every day. I can't wait till the mail lady gets here just to see if I have anything. And it's more vintage items too. I'm just going to sit tonight and look at them, I think. Let's see. Let's take that one up. Since we stopped that one right there, let's take that one on up. And I'll be showing you guys as soon as I know there's a couple of pieces coming that haven't got here yet because I was told that they were. So I'm going to wait until it all gets here and then I'll show it all at one time. You guys are just too sweet to me. Too sweet. Keep in mind that our new company, and I'll say new company, it's actually a branch off of this company, but it is going to be a branch off of it. It will fall under its own entity, but that will be starting up March the 1st, and I'll be sending out a newsletter about that, about what all it is and all of that kind of stuff. You're going to be able to purchase on the same website as we do right now. Nothing different there. It's just going to be a different part. We'll be making our own product in-house, and it's going to be a little bit different product. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I got a lot of work to do between now and then, but that's okay. I like to stay busy. Don't mind that. Well, and my kids are doing the most part of the work. I've just got to get things prepared as far as the paperwork's concerned. But I can't wait to tell you guys about it. I just got to wait a few more days till all the paperwork gets taken care of before I can release. All right. There we go. We've got that covered. Now, I covered it with all neutrals because I want to embellish a little bit with color. So I wanted all neutrals on here. Now, I am going to put something on this just because when you pull your tag out, I don't want that to be just blank or have that ugly looking stuff back there. I think that's very ugly. I wish ours was pretty like some of you guys. Y'all have showed me yours and it is so pretty, but ours is not. Ours is just kind of yuck. I'm just going to put this piece of vintage book page on there. That will work right there. You just want some little piece of something to cover up. So when the tag is pulled out. Yeah, I think it's supposed to start raining tonight, maybe. The winds have been pretty high today. I had a big brush pile that needed to be burned because the tree trimmers piled everything up for me, thank goodness, because that would have taken me forever and a day to have got it all picked up and piled up myself. They were good enough that they piled it up for me, and so now I've got to burn a brush pile, but can't burn it until the wind dies down, that's for sure. Now I'm going to use this, and see, this is an old time card. I can remember these so well. Thank you to the person who sent these to me. You know who you are. Let's see. Do I want to go this way with it? Yeah, I think I'll just cut it this way. Now I'm going to make this one a little bit wider than I did that one, just because I want it to stick out just a little bit. So I'm going to cut it right there. Coming up, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys some of this stuff. I don't mind sharing things with you. Coming up, as soon as summer break hits with the kids and all of that, I may cut back on my YouTube schedule just a little bit because I want to spend time with my kiddos and my grandkids and all of that. So I may cut back just a little bit. I don't know if I want that sticking out that much or not. I'm going to trim this little tiny bit off at the bottom. So I'll still be doing videos, but I'm just going to kind of cut back a little bit. Maybe not too much. But with the new company and everything else that's going on, there's just going to be a lot to do. I think I might, let's see. No, I want an old vintage book page. Now, these are some very, very old book pages. As you can see, they just crumble. Let's see. Stuffy to pepper to brick. Okay. Fight 'em big 3. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. But we're going to use it. I like the color. The coloration is what I'm concerned with, not what it says on it. Because most of that's not going to show when we finish with it anyway. Let's see. I think I'll just kind of go about right there. It's not going to take anything to cut this off because it'll probably just tear. It's so brittle. This is probably like I think it's maybe a 1940, 1950, somewhere around in there. It's not ancient old. If it was, the paper would be a little bit better. But I like using the paper that crumbles on things like this because you're actually giving it a new life. Because once you glue it down on here, it's good to go. Now, I like to go ahead and round these corners. Okay, let's try it in there again, make sure. Yeah, I think that's going to be about right when we put our tab on there. The other one I got a little bit short. When I push it all the way in, it's a little bit short. So I wanted this one to be a little bit longer or wider. Now, these time cards on the back are just plain like this, and I think I'm going to leave them. Some of them have numbers on them. I don't think I'm going to even cover that because you can journal on that, and they are vintage, so I don't want to cover up every piece of the vintage. So, I think I'm going to leave it. It's just like those others. You know, there's the back of the time card there. I just covered up a little bit where it said the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday part. Let's see if I can show you here. Yeah. Where it said this space is for time out of lost time. I just covered that up. But other than that, and you could leave that too. You wouldn't even have to worry about that. So I'm going to put a flower on there. And I want to put it where it will show through the window. I'm going to go to our little book here that's got a lot of our flowers in it. See if I can find some that I haven't used in a while. A lot of the ones that I use all the time. Oh, I like that one. I haven't used that kind in a while. So let's do that. Now, I'm going to pull the backing off and then I'll slide it in there and I'll see where I need to put it. So let's see. If we put it right above that did. And once these things go down, they're down. So can't do a whole lot about it. Oh, that's perfect. Well, in my eyes, it's pretty perfect. It's as perfect as I get anyway. Now, you could also go ahead like I did on this one and put a little number or something at the top if you wanted. I think since that one closes the most of the window there, I'm not going to. All right, I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to stitch around through here. I'm not going to stitch with it closed. I'm going to open it up. But the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to trim the corners, and I just want a little edge on there, or a big tag corner on there. Just want this to look like a little tag. Boy, it took me forever to get that sentence out. I know what I was trying to say, but I just couldn't get it out of there. Okay, now we'll go stitch. So I'm going to stitch here, 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 and here. On this one, I stitched around the window. I'm not going to stitch around this window, but I'm just going to stitch on the outside. So let me do that real quick, and we'll be right back, and we'll start adding the other parts. We have stitched around the edge. Love, love, love my sewing machine. Thank you so much. It's so quiet, and it doesn't bounce off the table like my other one did. Like my old one did. All right, let's see. Now, I am going to glue. We're going to glue here and across the top, and then we're going to glue at the bottom. Just a small little bead, small as you can make it. And then that's going to glue together. Don't glue down through here because you may actually need that little bit of room to get your tag in and out smoothly. Now, I didn't wait for my glue to dry before I took it to my sewing machine. Don't do like I do. Make sure your glue is nice and dry before you take it to your sewing machine. I tried my best to kind of blow dry it a little bit before I took it over there, but just make sure it's dry. You don't want to mess up your sewing machine. And it basically all it will do is it'll either make your thread break or it will make your needle break. One or the other. Or it'll just clog everything up. All right, I'm going to wait about putting that in there because this is still very wet. So now we're going to make the back tag. And the back tag, I use one of these. It's just about the right size. And I like to just lay this one on it. I want about that much left at the top. And then, let's see, I think about like that at the bottom. So we'll just cut that off. Okay, that will be good. Lay that back over there to dry. Now on this, I'm going to use kind of a neutral paper as well because I don't want a lot of color to it or anything like that because my color is going to come in on the top when I embellish. So I'm going to use this is a copy of an old 1900s ledger book. So I'm going to use a piece of this, I think. Yep. Now I printed that off on a heavy cardstock or paper, so I am going to use my art glitter glue. It's not cardstock, it's just 28-pound paper. And that is one of our digitals, I'm pretty sure. The reason I say I'm pretty sure is because I have some of this from another company that I purchased many years ago off of Etsy before I knew anything about digitals. And then Betty sent me some vintage ledger pages back a few years ago. And, you know, I asked her, could I scan them and put them up? And she said, sure. Because she had a ton of them. And they were 1900s as well. So I'm not sure if these are mine or someone else's. I would have to look at the names and everything on them. But anyway, I do have some of these on my digital page. Okay. Like that. I got strings all over me now. And now we're going to cut this little edge up here and make it look like a tag. And I never could find my other little template that I made for this, so I just took an old RX card and cut it up. I don't know what happened to my other template. I may have accidentally tossed it with scraps or something, scrap paper. I don't know, but this works just as well. You can just take an old debit card, credit card, whatever, and cut your corners. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink around this. Now on the back, the only thing I'm going to cover is this and this. All of that can be written on, so I'm not worried about trying to cover every little piece. I just want to put a little bit of paper, and I'm just going to use some scrap paper over that. You can leave it if you don't want to put paper over it. It doesn't matter. I just thought I would. If they're journaling on the back, they might not want that wording on there. And then I kind of go over everything with my ink and just kind of make it all look uniform. Oh, look at that. We can put that on there. That old piece of book page. Gave that piece a new life, didn't we? Make sure that we glue this down well because that's the brittle part. Okay, now I just take my ink and I just kind of go over it real lightly. Just brush it here and there just to kind of make it all look like it belongs. Really, it's not that important, but and you've got nice journaling space with an old piece of book page there. Now I'm going to stitch around this one. You don't have to stitch. You can make these without stitching. So don't worry about, oh, I don't have a sewing machine. I can't do these. You can. You don't have to stitch. I'm just going to stitch because I like the look. Right, there's our stitching around that. I think this piece should be dry by now, hopefully. So we'll tuck that in, and that's going to glue right there. But before I start gluing that down, now let me tell you, you could have put your little tab on top before you stitched. I didn't, and that's fine. I don't do that a lot of the time, but you can definitely put it on there before you stitch. I am going to put a few little pieces of embellishment behind this tag, just to let them peek out like that. Just want little pieces peeking out here and there. That one. And then we'll have a tab over here, so we don't have to worry about this part. We'll have a tab up here, so 2 of those should be good for that. Let me go ahead and glue those down, and then we'll put this on. Oh, hopefully you didn't. I think you just heard my stomach growl. My stomach is growling because I am hungry. It is time for dinner. Very hungry. But I wanted to get this done, and I may not get but one made. These do take a little bit more time, but I love them. I made some of these many, many years ago, and I had forgot about them until I looked at my pictures this morning and on my phone, and I saw that photo there. Let's tuck that one right there. And then let me make sure I got them somewhat near straight. Now I'm going to find a little tab to go on here. I do have some tabs that are already pre-cut. Some of them may work, some of them may not. Oh, I like that one. Let's just cut that out. This is one of my tabs from my digitals, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it just says tabs on the digital. It's just miscellaneous tabs. Now, if you'll cut all the outside on these and then fold them, they should fold right in the middle. Oops. And then it's much easier to cut this little edge out than to try to cut it out just on its own. There we go. See? Both sides. These tabs took me a while to make. Tabs and labels take me a while to make. I probably still don't know what I'm doing enough to streamline it, but they take me a while. Okay, and I think I'm going to put the tab up close to the top. I'm not going to center it. And you could also stitch around your little tag if you wanted to. I'm not going to. Whoops. Okay, what do you got here? What's in there that's holding you up? I don't think there's anything in there. It should go right in. There we go. Okay, now we have that. We can glue that down. And all I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to glue the whole thing down. You could leave this part open if you wanted and have another place to put another tag, but I'm not going to do that because I don't really need another spot. And I just kind of center it up one side to the other, and my little tag is messing me up, so I'm going to pull that out. There we go. Now we can put our tag back in there. Yeah, I like that because this sticks out just a little bit. Like that. Now we can put a few little embellishments on this. On this one, I put a little round thing right here. I liked that look. So let's see. I don't know if I have another one or not, though. You look in the Tim Holtz stuff. If I do, it may not be a colored one. I'd like to have a blue one, but I don't think I have a blue one. That's the problem with these little pieces. I use all of the pieces that I really, really like. I use them up in a hurry. I think I am going to put that little piece right there. And I tell you, it doesn't have to be a circle. The only circle I have, I think, is red, and I don't want red on there. That's a little bit too white, but I would like to have a long one down through there. I tell you, let's scrunch that up and put that down there. It's Smith, Paff, and Lob. I don't know. I don't know how to say those words. Smith is the only one I can read. Just going to grunge it up a little bit, just so it's not quite so white. Now then, that will work. Let's put that down through there. Whoops. And then we'll put this one at the bottom corner. And you could use butterflies, whatever you want on these outside pieces. I'm just using some little labels. Oops, stuck to my finger. Now these are from the Tim Holtz, these little ones are from the Tim Holtz Curator. I know that. And I think we're out of those. I don't think we have any more in right now anyway. Now we want a tab at the top. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one. This again is another one of my tabs from my digital. Then we'll fold it in the middle. If we can fold it in the middle, Edith, fold it in the middle. And then we'll cut it. I think I'll use this side. Maybe. Let's see. Do I want to use that side? No, I'm going to use this side. Now, I printed these on regular copy paper, which I shouldn't have, but I did many moons ago when I first made these. They need to be a little bit thicker, but it is what it is. It's already done now. So I am still going to put a little eyelet in there. So I'm going to punch a little hole. I think it will be okay. I do believe. And I may just put it over to the side. No, I want it at the top. I want it right there. And let me grab a little eyelet. What about a little blue one? Will that show up? Let's do a white one since we've got lots of blue there. Let's do a little white one. Now, these little eyelets I've had forever. It's like one of the first things that I got when I started crafting. Is I bought a bunch of eyelets from somebody. I don't know who. Now, I do have another little piece of lace right here. And then I got this the other day from a friend. And what it is the numbers for, I think they said it was like European sizes. It's vintage tape. So, and they sent it in this nice little container too. And that stamps on really well. So I think we'll use that in that little piece. And then I do have one of these. Let's see. I've even got a white one. So I want to put these on like this. Now this paper tape is very old and it's very fragile, but I think it will hold okay on something like this. Okay. You're not wanting to cooperate. Why is that? I think it's because this is not very, it's pretty flimsy, so I'm just going to do it like that. That will work. That will work for now. I may have to go back and put a little piece in there to make that a little bit stronger. I don't know. It seems to be upside down. Maybe I put it in backwards. Let me try that. Try redoing this. Right, so there we go. Got another little tag. Like I said, these do take a little bit longer to make, but I think they're super cute. And they'll look really cute in our journals. I just like them. But, you know, if you've got all of these, streamline it. If you've got all these cut out and, you know, your paper on them, then just streamline the process and make a bunch at one time. All right, guys, I think that is all that I'm going to do in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give these a try. And if you do, make sure you go over and share it on our Facebook group. We will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.